Okay, let's picture this. It's late. It's finally quiet. You're winding down, maybe watching something. And then, bam. Even though you ate dinner, you're not really hungry. This massive craving just hits you.
Oh, yeah. The call of the snack drawer.
Exactly. Salty stuff, sweet stuff, maybe leftovers. It's suddenly all you can think about. Sound familiar? I bet it does.
It happens to so many people. It's not just you.
So the big question for this deep dive is, why? Why does this happen? What's the actual science behind the midnight munchies?
Right. And it's easy to just chalk it up to, weak willpower or something.
Yeah, totally.
But it's way more interesting than that. There's this whole mix of biology and psychology pulling the strings.
Okay.
So our mission today is basically to unpack that for you. By the end, you'll hopefully get why your brain seems to go a bit rogue after dark.
And maybe learn how to handle it a bit better.
And definitely get some strategies, yeah. Some ways to manage those cravings.
All right, let's dive in then. It sounds like timing is key here, like our internal body clock is involved.
Precisely. Your circadian rhythm, that's your body's kind of 24-hour internal clock. It runs everything from sleep to hormones. And it has a huge say in regulating your appetite. It controls the hormones that make you feel hungry or full.
Okay, so how does that clock mess with us late at night when we're trying not to snack?
Well, as it gets later, your body naturally starts producing less leptin.
Leptin.
Yeah.
Remind me what that one does.
Leptin is basically the I'm full signal. It tells your brain, okay, we're good, stop eating.
Gotcha.
So when leptin levels drop in the evening, that feeling of fullness can fade, even if you don't actually need more calories.
Okay, so it's not just in my head. There's a real biological reason I might feel less satisfied later on.
Exactly. Your body's kind of shifting gears. And there was some interesting research on this published back in 2023.
What did they find? Did it connect to cravings?
Yeah, they saw a definite link between staying up late regularly and eating more calories.
How much more?
The late-nighters in the study ate, on average, over 250 extra calories compared to people with more regular sleep schedules.
Wow, 250 calories. Just like that. From late-night eating?
Yep.
You do that every night. That adds up fast. Like what, potentially a pound every 2 weeks or so?
That's the math. It shows how those little snacks aren't always so little in impact.
Hey, listener, have you noticed that? You stay up late, and suddenly you feel way hungrier than usual. It's like your stomach didn't get the memo it's bedtime.
It really shows that link between sleep and how we eat, doesn't it? Maybe it's even like an old evolutionary thing. Body seeking fuel when routines are off.
Could be. And let's be honest, the stuff we crave late at night usually isn't broccoli.
Not usually, no. Which leads us perfectly into the next bit, dopamine.
Dopamine. The feel-good chemical. How does that play into late-night junk food runs?
Okay, so this is really fascinating. We know junk food, high-fat, high-sugar, high-salt stuff triggers the brain's reward system. Dopamine's the main player there.
Right. Makes you feel good, want more.
Exactly. But here's the kicker. Recent research, just out this year actually, found that this dopamine hit from junk food is stronger at night.
Stronger? You mean the same bag of chips gives you a bigger dopamine rush at 11 p.m. than at 11 a.m.?
That's what the study indicated. About twice the dopamine release at night compared to during the day.
Whoa, twice as much.
Yeah, think about that. Your brain finds that stuff even more rewarding when it's late.
So it's not just that you're tired and your defenses are down. The reward itself is actually amplified.
Seems like it. It's like our brain chemistry is actively making that late night treat seem extra amazing.
That's wild. It really feels like your brain is saying, go on, you deserve this extra pleasure. Even if your body's like, nah, we're good.
Totally. And I saw something related floating around on TikTok.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It was like this informal experiment people were doing. They ate the exact same meal, once at 6 p.m. and once at midnight.
Okay.
And overwhelmingly, people reported much stronger cravings, specifically for sweet things, after the midnight meal compared to the 6 p.m. one.
Huh. So just eating later made them want dessert more.
It seemed that way for a lot of them. It's just anecdotal, of course, but it lines up really well with the brain science, doesn't it?
It really does. It connects the lab stuff to, real life. Okay, so we've got our body clock messing with fullness signals. And our brains giving us a supercharged dopamine hit from junk food at night. Feels like a bit of an uphill battle.
It can feel that way, but knowing this stuff is the first step, right? Understanding what's happening.
Sure.
And it's not just internal stuff either. Our environment plays a big role too. Which brings us to the the seafood diet idea.
The seafood diet. I like that. Seafood, eat food.
Pretty much. And the key thing here is that visual cues like food ads, pictures of food, they work better at night.
Better. How much better?
Research suggests they're about 30% more effective at triggering cravings late in the evening compared to earlier in the day.
30%? That's huge.
It is.
So just seeing a pizza commercial or scrolling past amazing food pics online hits harder when we're already kind of vulnerable from the other stuff?
Exactly. And think about when you see those things late at night. You're probably relaxing, watching TV, scrolling your phone.
Yeah, prime time for food ads and visuals.
And marketers know this. They time things. Remember that whole Stranger Things and Eggo waffles thing?
Oh yeah, the waffles were everywhere in the show.
Right. And that show gets huge late night viewing figures. Well, that partnership apparently boosted Eggo sales by something like 18%.
Wow. Just from being seen in the show late at night.
Seems like a big part of it. It's a perfect storm. Engaging content, late night viewing, visual food cues, boom, cravings and sales.
So listener, think about your own routine. What food images are you seeing late at night? It's probably more than you realize.
It's almost impossible to avoid these days, isn't it?
Seriously. Okay, so we get why it's happening. Body clock, dopamine, visual cues. That's a lot. But what can we actually do about it? Give us some practical strategies. How do we hack these cravings?
Okay, absolutely. We can't just flip a switch on our biology.
Right.
But we can definitely be strategic. One really effective thing is focusing on protein at dinner.
More protein, how does that help?
Well, protein makes you feel fuller for longer. It helps stabilize blood sugar too, which can stop those later crashes that make you crave sugar or carbs.
Okay.
Some studies suggest a high-protein dinner can cut nighttime cravings by as much as 50%.
50%. Just from dinner choices. That's significant.
It can make a real difference. Keeps you feeling satisfied deeper into the evening.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
A good solid dinner sets you up better. What else? Any other tips?
Okay, here's a super simple one, but surprisingly effective for some people. Brush your teeth right after dinner.
Like immediately after?
Pretty much. It acts like a signal to your brain, like, okay, kitchen's closed for the night. Plus, that minty taste makes other foods seem less appealing for a while. It's a behavioral trick, but it can really help break that post-dinner grazing habit.
I like that. It's like drawing a line. Easy to try too. Got any more quick wins for us?
How about the tea trick?
Tea trick. Tell me more.
Try having a cup of cinnamon tea in the evening, especially if you feel those cravings starting to bubble up.
Cinnamon tea specifically?
Yeah, some people find the warmth and flavor satisfying on its own. Plus, cinnamon might have some benefits for blood sugar control, though more research is needed there.
Okay.
But it's warm, it's comforting, it's low calorie. It can sometimes just hit the spot instead of a snack. Worth a try, right?
The tea trick. I can see that working.
Yeah.
Okay, so protein dinner, brushing teeth, maybe some cinnamon tea, good practical stuff.
Yeah.
But when does this cross the line from just annoying cravings into something more serious?
That's a really important question. Occasional late night snacking, pretty normal.
Yeah.
But if you're consistently waking up at night with an intense urge to eat and you do it regularly, that could be something else.
Like what?
It could be a sign of something called a sleep eating disorder. It's a recognized condition.
Sleep eating. You mean eating while you're asleep?
Or kind of half asleep, yeah. People often have little or no memory of it the next day. It's different from just feeling peckish while you're awake late at night.
How is it different? What are the signs?
Well, the eating often seems more compulsive, maybe eating large amounts or even strange combinations of food or things you wouldn't normally eat. There's usually a lack of control or awareness.
Okay, that sounds quite different.
It is. And if someone is concerned that might be happening, it's really best to talk to a doctor or a healthcare professional.
Right, get it checked out properly.
Definitely. And hey, we'll also put a link in the show notes to a little quiz. It's called, Is It Hunger or Habit? Just something to help people reflect on their own patterns.
Oh, cool. That's a useful resource. Okay, so let's kind of wrap this up. If you're that person reaching for the ice cream or chips late at night,
yeah,
remember what we talked about. It's not just you lacking willpower. There's real biology and brain chemistry going on.
Exactly. Your circadian rhythm is shifting your fullness cues, your brain's getting that extra dopamine hit from certain foods, and you're probably seeing tempting stuff all over your screens.
It's a powerful combo.
It is. But the good news, the empowering part, is knowing this helps.
Right.
You can use those strategies we discussed, the protein, the teeth brushing, the tea trick, to start taking back some control.
Yeah, fighting biology with better biology and habits.
Something like that. Which leads to a final thought for everyone listening. What is your go-to late night snack? And now that you've heard all this, are you gonna maybe think twice next time that craving hits?
Definitely food for thought, pun intended. And speaking of food and our brains, next time, we're diving into something else fascinating. The psychology of food delivery apps.
Ooh, that sounds juicy.
Right. It might just change how you feel about ordering takeout ever again. So make sure you join us for that next deep dive.